Okay, we're back with round 5. I thought just before I get started, I might as well show my build a little bit, just kind of real quick anyway. So first of all, I have Gun Kata. It increases my gun damage. Additionally, my melee damage is increased for a short duration after shooting an enemy. And I have a class mod right now that boosts it by plus 5, so it's 30% gun damage and 100% extra melee damage. The melee damage, unfortunately, is additive, but oh well. I mean, it still makes a good difference anyway. And then I have Clarity of Purpose. It increases melee damage and max health, so it's because my class mod, it's 9 out of 5, so it's 45% melee damage and 27% max health, so makes a bit of a difference anyway. And then I have Omega Senchu. You deal increased damage to any enemy with less than 50% of their max health remaining. So it's 35%. That's for like everything, from what I can understand. So melee, guns, grenades, everything. So it's kind of cool anyway. And then Rend. It causes my melee attacks to inflict a bleed effect on enemies, which does damage over time. The bleed damage benefits from bonuses to melee damage and deals more damage to enemies with higher health. So it's kind of cool. And it kind of puts a little dot on the enemy, and it's actually not a bad dot. And then I have Bloodlust, which grants health regeneration whenever you make an enemy bleed. And it stacks multiple times. I'm not sure exactly how much you can stack it, but say you hit like 5 guys with the with your melee attack. It's 4% per stack, so 4% times 5 is what, 20% of my max health per second. So I mean, it's not bad. It's not the greatest, but it helps a little bit with survivability. And then finally I have Blood Rush, which is awesome. It's a melee override skill. You press your melee attack to dash towards an enemy and strike them with Zephos, dealing increased melee damage. It's got a cooldown. If this attack applies a bleed to a target that isn't bleeding, or kills a target, this cooldown is immediately reset. So it's actually really cool. You can, like, you dash at one guy, you strike him, you switch targets, you dash at another one, you strike him, and you can basically go from like guy to guy and like apply the bleed effect plus rush at them for like every single guy. So it's really cool. Sometimes I kind of mess up on it and hit a guy twice and have to wait for the cooldown, but if that second attack actually does kill him, it still resets the cooldown. So, and then of course finally I went down the phalanx tree for the like to improve my action skill. So I have Ephidos, increase movement speed and gun damage while holding my Aspis, which is my shield, which it's very handy anyway. The movement speed allows me to move around a lot quicker, and the gun damage of course helps for when I'm not meleeing. So, and then I picked Vanguard. It gives you a little bit of health regen. It's not a huge amount, but oh well. Basically, whenever I have my Aspis out, I regenerate health a little bit. It also regenerates health for friends as well. But I haven't really played with anybody other than myself, so. And then I have Prismatic Aegis. I'm going to say Aegis. It stores elemental damage types when I absorb damage with the Aspis. So say one enemy shoots me with corrosive, one enemy shoots me with fire, one enemy shoots me with shock, and one enemy hits me with cryo when I have the Aspis out in front of me. It'll actually absorb that, And when I throw the Aspis, I'll actually do all that damage, which is really cool. So I personally love it. It's a really good skill. And then I put a point and clear. I don't play with many people very often, but it's still pretty cool. When I throw the Aspis, the explosion grants second wind to enemies, to friends within range. But in addition, it also increases my damage while I'm in fight for my life. So it's a 40% damage bonus. I don't know if it's multiplicative or additive. I believe it's probably additive, but it's still pretty cool. A little bit extra damage for trying to get yourself back up. So my next 2 points I put into Hold the Line, which extends the duration for which the Aspis can be active before it is automatically thrown. So I've only got 2 points in it so far. I'm going to try to get, I'm going to say at least 4 points in there, and then, I don't know, I'll either go Return Fire, or I'll max it out and just go like 4 and Return Fire, and then finally 1 and Wrath of the Goddess. But anyway, that's kind of my skill build. I guess I might as well just quickly go over the weapons that I typically use when I'm playing melee. I have a lot of weapons, and most of these I made with Gibbed save editor for the PC. So I realize that's kind of cheating, but I kind of thought, well, I'm just having fun anyway. It's not like I'm, affecting anybody else's games, so I got the Excalibastard, which is a really nice laser weapon. But the nice thing about it is it's always got the melee damage boost. Plus, critical hits will always freeze an enemy. So, of course, when the enemy is frozen, they take more damage from melee and explosive damage, as well as all other damage types. But it's really handy anyway. And it seems to do kind of like a singularity effect to nearby enemies when I melee them with this weapon, which brings them closer to me. So it's kind of cool for that too. So it's kind of my main weapon most of the time unless I need healing, which kind of brings me to my next weapon, which I have a Evisceration Probe. This is technically like a quest item that you can get like only once, and once you finish the quest you lose it. I use the Gibbs save editor to make myself one like permanently. I know that's cheating, but I wanted to have it just for healing. So I think it's around 5% healing or something. It could be less. It's not a huge amount, but it's the best you got in this game. I know at one time it was like 60, 70% or whatever it was, kind of like the Grog nozzle in Borderlands 2, but oh well. So of course I gave it the cryo element and I gave it a blade. So it's basically my like my healing weapon. I switch to it when I need healing. I have a Snider. I don't really use it very often, and I have it in the shock element because I will eventually be grabbing a few things in the Maelstrom tree, so I figured I might as well go shock and fire whenever I can. So again, I don't really use this very often, but oh well, it's a great sniper rifle anyway. And I have a Nukem pretty much for second wins. I actually got this off of like the first boss in the game in True Vault Hunter mode. I was really shocked. So I pretty much just keep it for second wins. I have the weapon swap speed prefix, so you can bring it out a lot quicker. My Roid shield, of course, is the Avalanche, which I know this is cheating. Using like the absolute best Roid shield, but oh well. Yeah, so I have the Maliwan capacitor, like I have all Maliwan parts on it. So it has like the highest amount of Roid damage, Nova damage, and spike damage possible for the level. Of course the capacity and the like everything else suffers, but when you're using a Roid shield, you don't really care about the capacity. You want the special ability to be higher, which is the Roid damage. So, yeah, great shield. I love it. It does, frost, like a frost nova and frost spike damage, as well as the Roid damage. My class mod is the Vicious Blade Master with +5 to gun kata and +4 to clarity of purpose, as well as 40% melee damage and 31% critical hit damage. So I mean, it's a great class mod. I love it. My Oz kit is of course the Acrobat one for the extra melee damage when I'm airborne. It's pretty much the only I think it's the only Oz kit that really increases melee damage at all, so it's pretty cool. And my grenade mod is the Stormfront. A really great grenade mod for stripping your shields and, stripping the shields of enemies as well. So yeah, that's my those are my weapons and my build. I do have other weapons on me, but I don't really use them like too much. But you guys can quickly look at them. I have a Shock Anarchist, which, people who know me know that I love the Anarchist. So I had to have one on Athena. And I have a Ravager, which I've always loved the Ravager as well. It's a great shotgun. And I have a Rosie. I know technically, probably shouldn't be having this thing, but whatever. I just realized too, it's got the wrong moonshine effect on it. Oops. I'm going to have to change that. I have an old painful assault rifle and fire, and a Frostfire SMG for both cryo and fire damage. So, but I don't really use them that much. So the weapon in my hand right now is the Excalibastard, and this weapon is the Probe, the healing pistol. So.
I think I've come this far, and I don't intend to stop now.
Yeah, so whenever my shields go down, I do a ton of extra Roid damage because of the avalanche shield. I also try to get gun kata up as much as I can for the extra, like, little bit of melee damage. So that's why you'll see me shoot guys quite often before I try to melee them. I actually hit a guy with that. Cool. Just gonna quickly grab, loot stuff while I wait for guys, and oh, I thought he was gonna fall off. Yeah, so when the Roid damage kicks in, she can do a lot of melee damage, at least at this level anyway. So I find it kind of fun. Okay, I just realized that I oh, that was close. Yeah, so that could have been a little more dangerous. I'm just going to quickly reload the Nukem just in case I need it. Because I hate it when you switch to your rocket launcher and you have to reload it while you're in fight for your life. Oh crap. Of course I missed that guy with the... So I might as well switch to the probe to try to get some healing. And even at the, I think it's like 5%, it still heals you pretty quickly. So it's kind of nice for that. It's too bad there's no like guaranteed source for it. So you could actually, you know, try to farm one, like a legit one. So unfortunately, with the quest, if you don't do the quest, you can keep it. But it's random every time you like join a game or like load up your saves. So if you want to use a bladed one, you'd have to keep loading the game until you got one. So wasn't sure what was coming for me at first. Oh crap. Good. That kind of scared me for a second there. Huh. Alright, well. I just noticed something go flying over there. Yeah, it looks like it went in the lava. That sucks. So yeah, I don't really know what she's like at like max level, but I mean, I really enjoy the melee build. I mean, I guess at max level, if I have lots of trouble, I could always switch over to like a Maelstrom build instead and stick with more of a gun build, but I don't know. Just really enjoy it. So it's pretty cool that I finished this. I should probably try to find the Cult to the Vault symbols eventually. I might even just add it either at the start of this video or at the end of it. I guess I'll kind of decide, but anyway, I guess this kind of gives some of my friends a taste of what like the melee build Athena is like. I mean, I find it kind of fun, but I know not everybody likes doing melee on a character. Oh, sweet. I was able to grab that. I'm kind of curious here if I can find those vault symbols. Aha! Found one. Alright, so where is that roughly? Okay, so way up here. So it's roughly right here on the map, in case people are curious. So I got a feeling that both of them are probably in the lava somewhere, or close to lava. Oh crap. I was hoping to grab that moonstone. I wonder if... can I go back in there without turning in the mission? Okay, cool. Because I don't know if I can come back in here after turning in the mission, because the rest of these rounds I couldn't go back in without starting the next round, so... Oh, I think I see the next one. Ah, cool.
All too easy.
So I got both vault symbols found. So that's cool. I mean, it only took me until the 5th round, but at least I found it. Would like to grab that moonstone, but I think it's pretty much impossible. So yeah, I think I'll just give up on it. I mean, I could try to like get as close to it as I could and then try to grab it as fast as I can. Guess we could try that. Yeah. Oh well. So kind of killed myself for no reason there, but oh well. What can you do? So yeah, we'll turn this in. We'll see what we get. I think it was a shield of some kind, if I remember right. Okay, so it's basically like a, ooh, what do you call those things? One of those shields that increase your health and resistances. So that's kind of cool. I might give it to Wilhelm just for the heck of it. But anyway, yeah, hopefully you guys kind of enjoyed this kind of short series of videos. If you want me to do any more videos on the pre-sequel, let me know. Again, oh yeah, I guess I should show my badass rank again. I mean, it's kind of gone up a bit since you guys probably last seen it. So, yeah, please rate, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys later.